wonderforce.com.
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been about a week since I uploaded, but things have been interesting lately. I won't get into details, but well, today I figured I'd go ahead and bring in a new game to the channel. You know, something a little, different aside from just your average driving on the roads of ETS or ATS. So today I'm bringing you Car Mechanics Simulator 2018. But before we get into this, I just want to go ahead and say that unfortunately I'm not going to be able to play American Truck or Euro Truck Simulator 2 for at least a week, because about a couple of days ago my steering wheel that I usually use to play on there broke down on me, and well, there was just no repairing the thing, so I've gone ahead and ordered a new replacement wheel. It should be here within a week of uploading this video. So yeah, and I am not going to be playing that game with mouse and keyboard. I know I can, but I just refuse to use mouse and keyboard. But anyways, enough rambling. Let's go ahead and just get into it, huh? Ready? So I currently have 3 cars already lined up. 2 cars I bought from a barn find mission and a story mission car, which I'll worry about that one later. So the thing is what do I want to do? Do I want to work on the Crown Victoria looking car, or do I want to work on the clearly a Mustang ripoff? Mustang ripoff that's a Fastback too. I think I'll work on the Crown Vic. Alright. Time to shut up and get to it. Don't know why I'm opening the trunk. You never find anything in there. Alright. These things don't even have spark plug wires, I just noticed. Yeah, everything's going to get replaced anyway, so it doesn't matter. Start off by removing the starter, because that thing's going to need to be replaced. Raise her up. Go ahead and get my oil extractor. And drain. Nothing in it. Alright. I didn't even have an oil pan. What the heck? Oh, wow. So this looks like an inline 6. It is, says right there. I might go ahead and just build an entirely new engine for this thing, instead of just taking this one apart. But gotta get the underbelly stuff taken out anyway, so let's go ahead and get the drive shaft taken out. And the interior looks like, at least some of the parts inside don't look like they need a whole lot of work. At least the body panels don't look too bad. I need to replace the entire section of exhaust with new performance parts. At least the battery could probably be salvaged. But let's worry about the engine for right now. So this is an inline 6. So let's go to tablet. Go to the part store. I6. Where's that 6? Here we are. So where is your oil pan? There you are. Go ahead and move the throttle, or the carburetor, the intake manifold, exhaust manifold, oh, bolt I didn't see, engine head cover, One thing that I wish you could do is, of course I think you can do it, is you can change the color of the parts, but it'd be nice to chrome out the engines. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I need 12 rockers and pushers. What type of push rod? Alright. I think it was 12. I could be wrong. Push rods. Two, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, that's right. Alright, let's go ahead and remove the rocker arms and push rods. Alright. Remove the spark plugs, because that's one thing I'm forgetting to do. I'm really going to need to buy a new, or something to muffle the sound in the background. Well, I feel like an idiot. Now, to get the parts that I'll need next, which is a cam gear for an i6B. Cam motor. i6B right there. There we go. Not really too sure if they sell performance parts for a i6B engine, but I guess I'll go ahead and look through that bracket needs to be replaced. A lot of these ain't gonna be salvaged. Okay, just normal water pump pulley. That alternator shot. But then again, it probably might be repairable, but I'm going to end up scrapping a lot of these anyways for favor of upgraded parts. 15% on fuel pump. Holy mackerel. Gotta remove these things. No crankshaft. Well, there's one missing. All new pistons and piston rings, which is going to be needed. Come on. You also have to forgive me if I don't really sound very energetic. I actually just got up from a nap. It was a good one too, but unfortunately, alarm went off. It was one I forgot to cancel anyways, and well, kind of ran out of sleep anyways. So I figured, why not jump on and play something for a little while. And lucky for me, this is one of those types of games that I don't need to exactly pause, or that I don't need to shut down just to go and do something else if I'm ever pestered. Because I can just actually leave this game running, and nothing in the background will happen. And I can, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I can just leave this thing running for days and just pick up where I left off along with the recording. You gotta love how the way I have a 99% chance of actually repairing this, but that 0.1% is just enough to mess up the whole everything. Ugh. Did the engine block even get repaired? No, it needs a new engine block. Oh, those things are expensive. Engine. Oh, curious. Well, maybe not as expensive as I was anticipating, but oh well. Alright, she has a new engine. Or block, anyways. Crankshaft condition is good. I need 3 of those, so engine. So I buy that. Give me one of those. One of those. Alright. Piston with connecting rods. And that irritating moment, I realized I wasn't paying attention to the time. I do that all the friggin' time. But, oh, wait, don't need to go out of there. Yeah, I'll get used to it eventually. I6, where's that 6 right? I6B. I6B. We got the camshaft. Fuel pump. Mechanical fuel injection for an I6. That's not the right engine. Power steering pump. I'll worry about the exhaust system when I get there. Intake manifold. Intake manifold. I6M. No. Exhaust manifold. I think I already purchased that, but if I didn't, I'll get it again later. So is there anything else that I could get that could be useful? But I guess I'll see when I go. Get the process of assembly back up and going. Let's get 2 of these pistons in there. Oh yes, the gearbox components. Gearbox. I need clutch plate, pressure plate, and a flywheel. Let's go ahead, go back to the parts area, parts stores. I need a new throwout bearing, as they call it, a pressure, clutch release bearing. Don't know. Alright, let's go ahead and continue here. Got the gearbox components. And the next thing, when it comes to the running gear portion of the car, is I'll need to get a new gearbox, a new transmission. You gotta love that chrome-like finish, makes things look so clean. And let's go ahead and put in our magic floating fuel filter. And let's opt for the upgraded part, which is going to make this engine look a little bit out of place. Oh, I just remembered. I need distributor cable. Ignition wires. Sure that they have them for the I6B. Right there. Go ahead and install these irritating parts. Teeny tiny little turds. Come on, get in there. Wait a minute, wait a minute. I just realized I'm installing the old ones. What in the heck? Or did I just install? No. Okay, I got it right. I'm an idiot. So I thought I saw red on the bar. When I was installing it, I probably saw that. So I thought, oh crap, I'm installing the wrong parts. Alright, so those are taken care of. Let's go ahead and get the more frustrating part of this install done. And that's the push rods and rocker arms. Nope. Come on. There you go. Now, if it's one thing that this game here doesn't quite have is the whole you've gotta calibrate and tune these parts just right so the engine runs correctly. I guess I'm not complaining too much about having to do that, because just working on the engines in the game is entertaining all to itself, even if it is kind of a little tedious. Fox Gaming, the master of pointless and redundant video games. Lol. I'll just put the cover on. Like I said, this thing's going to look kind of out of place with these upgraded parts on it, because the engine head, which is kind of a smoky chrome look to it, with this baby blue kind of paint job. Oh. But I kind of wonder if I couldn't just take this off the stand, bring it to the paint shop, and then paint the parts a different color. Because that'd be cool if I could, do it all up in a kind of a chromey-like design. But I kind of highly doubt I could do that. New intake manifold. It's funny because I end up repairing the old intake manifold to operational condition, and I still end up replacing it with a newer upgraded one. I'll probably have to end up replacing, yeah, I don't need to. So let's hop out here, back to there. Nice, and see if that can help to shortcut me, and it does. Beautiful. Might have to end up buying some more brackets, because the ones that the original engine came with were in pretty bad shape. Broken, good, install. Shiny, nice looking, not so nice looking. I'll go with the shiny. So I am a goofball. I need to replace the clips. No, I do not. Awesome. Go for the upgraded part, get it on there. Anything else on this side? The engine needs to be installed. Does not look like it. I'm going to replace that arm as well, because I don't like old parts that are registering lower than 100%. The funny thing is, the only difference between these parts is the paint job that they have. One will be like a very dark silver, while the other one is kind of a like a steel gray or something. At least with that ignition distributor, it's got that side little nipple thing looks different. It's about all that's different on that, from what I've noticed. Getting the new belts on. Probably might need to replace the fan, I do. What type of radiator fan is it? Fan type B. You know, the funny thing is I remember a game just like this a long time ago. It wasn't as in detailed as this, and it didn't give you an entire workshop to walk around in, but it was it was a car mechanic game. It used to be called Gearhead Garage. I'm gonna go to the paint shop and experiment with this real quick. But you could pretty much do the same thing that you could do here, except it was much low poly. There is no item to work with. Okay, well, it's in the inventory. Paint apart. Yeah, oh well. But yeah, the game was made for Windows 98. Yeah, shows how old that game is. But no, drive shaft, I might need to replace that. But yeah, it's the game was very entertaining for when I was young. If I ever find an emulator of it, I might just go ahead and download it and maybe demonstrate it on here one of these days. But Windows 98 versus Windows 10 capable computers, yeah, that's not probably going to end well. But that game right there alone brought me a lot of entertainment. Especially when I was visiting with my grandmother before we had moved away. I'm gonna need a new radiator, excuse me. But I'd be on there, I'd tear cars right down to their very, bodies and all that stuff. And it kept me entertained for hours. I think in a way I might have also irritated my grandmother while in the process of playing the game, but well, yeah, I was young. And when you're young, you just don't really know or you don't really pay much attention to the background of, what your parents and grandparents were doing. Of course, that's also not a good thing, too, so that's going to drive me nuts. Close that. To repair a battery, you gotta charge it, which is weird, because I bet you this car's been sitting in that barn for probably, well, by the looks of the tires, a very long time. But enough rambling on that for a minute. My that old game, Gearhead Garage, was one of my all-time favorite games and still is to this day. Haven't played it in probably goodness knows how long, but grab the battery, it's probably done. There it goes. Alright, so let's go ahead and put the parts back in. Let's go ahead and jack her up. Oh yeah, I need a transmission. What type of transmission does this guy have? gearbox. And inline 6, type B. Let's go to the gearbox place. Gotta search for it, type B, there she is. There we go. Let's go ahead and finish the installation of the parts. Yeah, so there's a difference right there. A thicker flywheel, which means it's heavier. Flywheel it's probably made out of reinforced aluminum or something with material taken off to make it much lighter. And as for the other two, the only difference is the center hub is black and the springs are red, and along with the center spline or power input thingy, whatever you want to call it. And not much difference between both pressure plates. And throwout bearings, they don't really have any upgrades you can do there. You just have to use the stock ones, which is yeah. And for this, light, shiny, kind of brushed looking chrome, to much darker, maybe slightly more shiny. I think I might have to replace the starter as well. I noticed it was in pretty bad condition. Let's go ahead and get this thing down. I'm not going to put in the drive shaft just yet because I still have to redo the suspension. Yeah, needs a new starter. Sure. Alright, that'll do that for that part of the engine. Let's go ahead and go to disassembly mode to add the oil, which is funny. You don't need to do that. Set a little bit longer. And done. Alright, that takes care of the engine. Let's go ahead and close her up. Bring this up. There's going to be a lot of work that'll need to be done. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So I need about 12 bushings for the front. Suspension, please, and just bush. Bam, there they are. So I need 12. Oh, these are the small ones, my bad. 12. I'm going to be replacing the I have really got to remember to watch that time. Alright, so I need 2 wheel hub bearings and wheel hub bearing caps. Suspension, please. Two wheel hub bearings, wheel hub bearing caps. So also go ahead and get these, because these are going to be something I'll need to do on the side. There we go. Oh, wait. Also need brakes. I'll need 2 new pads and 2 new front hose. There's probably a chance I might need to replace the calipers, but I'm not going to jump ahead on that. I do believe this thing uses drums in the back, so I'm going to need 2 brake drums, and I'll worry about the rest of the parts as soon as I get there. So remove the cap. Go ahead and start taking this scrap apart. I'm definitely going to need to replace a lot of these components. Oh, like the tie rods. Let's get the tie rods. Suspension. Need 2 inner tie rods and 2 outer tie rods. because those can't be repaired, and typically you don't really want to. That will need to be replaced. Front dust cover. There's a rear knuckle cover. There you are. I'll just buy them as I see them. Taking that out. Does this thing have a sway bar in front? It does. What type of sway bar? Front sway bar B. And what type of sway bar linkages? Type B's. Now, there's not going to be any sway bars in the back because this is a leaf spring suspension system. Looks like that double wishbone is going to need to be replaced. Or upper suspension arm, should I think. Yeah, that thing's looking in pretty bad shape. Suspension arm looks like it's repairable. That knuckle don't look too bad either. Go and get these bushings out. Now watch it, that dust cover from the other side is repairable. I'm just being an idiot. Of course, when am I never being an idiot? I guess I could probably just take the engine back out and put it back in when it's time to do so. Of course, this steering knuckle over here looks like it's not in very good shape. No, it just looks more worse than it appears. What about that steering rack? I wonder if that steering rack is in bad condition. Yeah, that's in pretty bad condition. Alright, Rod, but I like doing stuff the hipster way. Alright, this, tell me what I need. I will need to replace that upper suspension arm. Great. These things are a kind of slight pain in the butt to find because normally I don't replace these too often. But occasionally I get a car that needs them. Upper suspension arm. Oh, right. Let's go ahead and halt what I'm doing right there. Let's go ahead and... where's the joiner? Spring. And join you together. Yes. Let's go ahead and get the size of the tires right quick. Oh. Separate. 205, 75, R15. So it's size 15 rims. So what type of rims do I want to put on here? It'll need to be a size 15, I think. Let's go with some old favorites. 16 VS 15. I might just go ahead and experiment with the size of rims. Maybe like put some really tiny ones on them, kind of make it look goofy. But I'll go ahead and stick with the. I'll stick with the traditional stuff. It's 205 with 75 R15s. And I will be putting my usual racer slicks. Need 4, size 15, width of 205, with a profile of 75. Good. Join parts. While that's running, let's go ahead and snip over here for a minute. Take off. Join. Yes, yes, yes. Done. Let's grab you. Throw you on here. So I can balance, install. Just funny because this process apparently is automated. As you're running it, as this thing moves, the screen's supposed to display you know, supposed to display, you know, what side's more unbalanced. And these weights that you see right here, you're supposed to put on the parts of the rim. It tells you where to put it, and that's how you balance and calibrate the tire. I'm sure there's more to it. I'm not exactly, you know, a very good car mechanic, but oh well. Let's see here. Alright. Continue with my manufacturing of new tires. Let's go ahead and get the detailing station to position number 1. Or to bay number 1. Well, actually, I might just go ahead and move the car back to one of the door spots. Alright, back to what I was doing. Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead and grab that other shock absorber bundle I was building. Alright, had to reset the dang recording again. There's going to be some editing. It's not going to be much. It's like I said, it might be a 1-hour special. I might not do this too often. Yada yada yada. There we go. I like the look of racer slicks. Those things are actually look very nice. Alright, our bushings back into their hole. Or into their hole, because these are new bushings. The funny thing is you're supposed to actually take these to a specialized machine to have the bearings actually pressed in, or use some kind of specialty tool. Of course, I've not had to deal with wheel bearings like that. I actually dealt with a little bit more of an old-fashioned type. Well, not old-fashioned, but a different type where they're, instead of where they're actually kind of angled, and it has another set of bearings on the other side, kind of like what a rim would normally do. Well, hard to describe, but long story short, never had to deal with bearings like that. So let's go ahead and just move you to back to your spot. I'll get it when it's ready. Then I can move it off to the other side, and then I can start. Yada yada yada. Ooh, that arm does not look good. Let's go ahead and examine. 29%. I wonder if that's repairable. We'll need 2 more large rubber bushings. Switch. Go ahead and take that out. All in all, the brake and suspension back here looks like it's in pretty good condition. I'm going to need to buy some more spring parts. There we go. Please tell me I don't have to. Let's go ahead and examine 18%. That looks like it might need to be replaced. It's in yellow, so it's not too bad. Let's go ahead and buy a new fuel tank. FUEL. Fuel tank. Two B-type shock absorbers for the rear. That's for the front. There you go. You know, the funny thing with with the drum brakes is there's a special type of tool you can buy that you can use to compress this cylinder right here. You'll grab from each side of each shoe, and you squeeze it, and it brings it back just enough. And there's a spring down here that holds the two brake shoes at least together and helps to retract it. And you're supposed to remove that, then release the deal, and both shoes should come right off. I mean, it has been a while since I've done this style of brake job, but at least that's how I remember doing it. That's not to mention this whole thing right here looks like it's not going to do too well. Yeah, 17%. I'm going to need to replace the rear drive axle. Coil spring rear drive axle, $450. That's still a little ridiculous. Alright, while I'm here, let's go ahead and examine what type of exhaust system this thing's got. Looks like it's got a V8 style rear and middle muffler design. What about exhaust section? Alright, let's go ahead and go to the tuning shop and see if we can't buy those parts. Oh, there's one right there. Never find that for any other engine, but sometimes you can find it. Okay, middle muffler. And bam. Well, it's for an overhead valve. That's what I meant to say. Out you come. Disappear, you rusty piece of junk. Well, see, moving around, it always makes that sound, which kind of irritating to listen to. Alright, the back end is completely disassembled. Let us repair what we can salvage. Oh, good grief. I didn't need to buy a new rear. Well, I'm an idiot. Need new rear knuckle housing. Let's go ahead and get that. Suspension, I'm already on that page. Rear knuckle housing. That's one I've got. Alright, let's put her back together. First, there we go. Always got to remember to reset after every few, when it feels like it's been probably 5 or 9 minutes. Sounds weird to say it like that, but you know. So we're going to get this entire section put together. Rubber bushing in. Leaf spring plate along with U-bolts. And there we go. Now let's go ahead and put the dust cover back on. Put the axle in there. Put the cylinders in and the shoes, which are original for the car, which is interesting because those things aren't supposed to be repairable. But this game's not exactly very close to reality. Bada boom. Get the fuel tank reinstalled. Or at least installed. And opt for the much newer high performance fuel pump. Put that in first because this is, I hate doing these things for some reason. It's weird, but it's all the same. It would actually be kind of cool if they did something like this, like Star Trek Engineer Simulator. You're on board a single ship that's in battle and you've got to repair systems as they break. I'm sure they've got something somewhere out there to it, but it would be cool to play something like that. Okie dokie. Let's finish this up. Install the wheel. I feel like that I forgot something, so let's go ahead and swing around and see if I can't find anything. Nope, doesn't look like I forgot anything at all, except for putting the exhaust section back in. Put the drive shaft in while I'm down here. And I got a Facebook text. I'll be right back. Alright, continuing on. Might have to drop this for about a few minutes to head into town to take care of some things, but that's not going to be a problem because that will be a very short length of time for everybody watching this. For me, it'll probably take about 5 minutes at best. Not a very long time at all. So I'm going to go ahead and move this to garage position number 1 and start removing the body parts. It's time to redo the body parts. Wait, let's get what type of car she is first. Bolt Champion F Mill. That's a weird name. I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of that name because my memory is... Be right back. Okay, I do apologize about that. But I'm back, so let's go ahead and continue to what I was doing. I was looking up the car's body parts, which is right there. Let's go ahead and get that ready. Had to take a picture of it on the phone because my memory is as reliable as, well, it's not very reliable, let's just put it that way. Okay, so it's a Bolt series car. Bolt Chapman. Chapman F Mill. And it doesn't find anything. How typical. Okay, so that reveals something. Let's go ahead and look at the parts. So I am going to need some new headlights and taillights. Some new windows, front and back. Oh, yeah, let's go ahead and go to the plate shop and let's go ahead and pick up some new plates. I really gotta love how the way you have access to all these plates. There's Texas right there. Of course, it says Texas truck, but it's the only plate that they got. I'll call it Vicky. I'll need 1,700 for 2 custom blades. That's ridiculously expensive. Alright, let's continue the process of disassemble. Why am I taking the windows out? I just remove the door and it removes the windows as well. So some of these parts are going to need to be repaired. So it's not going to be too bad. Is there any other body part that I am forgetting? Sometimes I do forget. Nope. Alright, let's go to the workbench and fix what it can be fixed. Surprisingly not too bad a shape. Actually, it wasn't in bad shape at all. Alright, let's go to body assembly. Let's go ahead and put these back on. Good to put the license plates on because those are usually easy to forget. I think I might have put the wrong taillights on. Nope, they're good. Other fender. Okay, that does it for that. Let's go ahead and get the doors back open. Let's get the detailing station over there to clean up the interior. Move to garage 1. Let's go ahead and get the welder as well. It doesn't look like there's much work needs to be done on the body, but oh boy, it will need to be done on one of the spots. Let's go ahead and get the interior stuff all fixed up. There's that station. There she be. Alright, now to start removing the interior parts, because these things are in deceptively bad condition. Alright, let's go ahead and look at the parts that I currently got. And Chapman rear. Yeah, I went for a little bit of experimentation on that. Yeah, that sounded wrong. I guess I'm just going to keep it pretty much as close to original as I can. Except I'm going to buy a couple of racer seats. Yay. Let's go ahead and... yeah. So buying those seats was just a waste of money. Oh, well, it's really on. So one with headrests, one without. I go with ones with width. Alright. Let's go ahead and move this guy back over to powerlifter A. Get the welder over there to make some repairs to the body. An all-around condition status. Yeah, right there. As soon as I make use this, that'll change. Not all the way, but let's go ahead and look at sway bar, front link B. I knew I forgot to install something, and I saw something else. What else was missing? Front bearing wheel. Oh, steering wheel. Steering wheel. I forgot to get the steering wheel. Alright, let's go ahead and let's look for a good steering wheel. Let's go with classic design. A little extreme to get to the interior, but you know. Boink. Let's go ahead and put that window back on. Let's go ahead and get that. Let's return you to your spot. Let's get that linkage installed. Surprised it let me put the wheel on without putting that on. Usually it doesn't do that. That is weird. Car status is registering 100%. That is that. Except for the whole painting, though. Move you to the paint shop. And it'll be in there. Now, it's already got a pretty nice looking color to it, but I want to give it something different. Chrome, there you go. Let's look at the livery, though. What type of livery does she have? Yeah, it's not bad, but I think I'll just go with standard. Paint her up, and there she goes. Man, just look at her. That looks nice. I love chrome on a car. That looks just absolutely breathtaking. To me it does. Not to other people, but still. And yeah, that is that. Car number 1 is done. She's ready to go into storage. Next car we work on will be the Mustang ripoff. Which is not actually a Mustang, if you can tell. But yeah, anyways, this has been fun. And I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Thanks for joining me. This is Texas Fox signing out, eh? I mean, Fox. This is Fox Gaming signing out. Good grief.